Hey everyone! Today we're diving deep into something I think we can all relate to, overthinking. You know, those times when your brain just won't quit, and you find yourself stuck in a loop of what-ifs and maybes. Believe me, I've been there. I remember this one time. Share a relatable anecdote about overthinking. So, in this video, I'm sharing some practical tips that I hope will help you quiet those racing thoughts and find a little more peace of mind. Let's get started. All right. Let's kick things off with a powerful tool that can truly transform how you relate to your thoughts: mindfulness. Now, mindfulness is all about bringing your attention to the present moment without judgment. It's like hitting the pause button on those racing thoughts and simply observing them without getting swept away. There are tons of ways to practice mindfulness, but two of my favorites are meditation and focused breathing. Meditation might sound intimidating, but it doesn't have to be this big, complicated thing. Even just taking a few minutes each day to sit or lie down in a comfortable spot, closing your eyes and focusing on your breath can make a world of difference. And as you meditate, thoughts will inevitably pop up. That's totally normal. Just acknowledge them gently and redirect your focus back to your breath. Now, focused breathing is another fantastic technique that you can use anytime, anywhere. It's as simple as it sounds. Pay attention to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the feeling of the air entering and leaving your nostrils. The key is to anchor your attention to your breath and create a sense of grounding when those overthinking spirals start to take hold. Think of mindfulness as a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. Okay, let's talk about something that can work wonders for both our physical and mental health: exercise. I know, sometimes the last thing you want to do when you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed is to move your body. But trust me on this one, exercise can be incredibly effective in reducing overthinking. When we engage in physical activity, our brains release endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects. Plus, exercise helps to shift our focus away from those repetitive thoughts and onto the sensations of our bodies moving. Find an activity you genuinely enjoy, whether it's going for a walk in nature, dancing it out in your living room, trying a yoga class, or anything in between, and make it a regular part of your routine. Even just 30 minutes of moderate intensity exercise most days of the week can make a noticeable difference. So put on your favorite playlist, get moving, and feel those overthinking blues start to fade away. This next tip might sound a little counterintuitive, but stick with me. It's called worry time. When we constantly try to suppress or ignore our worries, they tend to pop up even more frequently and intensely. So instead of fighting our worries, the idea behind worry time is to give ourselves permission to worry, but in a structured and contained way. Choose a specific time each day. Maybe it's for 15 to 20 minutes in the early evening, and designate that as your worry time. During that time, allow yourself to fully engage with your worries. Write them down, explore them, whatever you need to do. Outside of that designated worry time, when those worries inevitably creep back in, gently remind yourself that you have a special time set aside to deal with them. It takes practice, but over time, worry time can be a really helpful tool for managing overthinking and reclaiming a sense of control over your thoughts. Remember when I mentioned writing down your worries during worry time? Well, journaling in general is an incredibly powerful tool for understanding and managing overthinking. It's like having a direct line to your subconscious mind, allowing you to process your thoughts and emotions in a safe and healthy way. When we overthink, our thoughts can feel jumbled and overwhelming, like a tangled mess in our minds. But when we take the time to write down those thoughts, something magical happens. They become less intimidating, more manageable, and we can start to see them from a new perspective. You don't have to be a novelist or a poet to benefit from journaling. Just grab a notebook and pen, or open up a document on your computer, and let your thoughts flow freely. You can write about anything that's on your mind: your worries, your fears, your hopes, your dreams, even just a recap of your day. Let's talk about the power of routine. Now, I know some people might hear the word routine and think, oh, that sounds so boring and restrictive. But trust me, having a structured daily routine can actually be incredibly freeing, especially when it comes to managing overthinking. When we have a solid routine in place, our minds are less likely to wander into those unproductive thought patterns. Our days have a natural flow, and we're more likely to stay present and engaged in the task at hand. It's more about creating a general framework that works for you. Maybe it's waking up and going to bed around the same time each day, having set times for meals, work, or study, and relaxation. Having these anchors throughout your day can provide a sense of stability and predictability, which can be incredibly grounding when your mind feels like it's in overdrive. Okay, let's talk about the importance of sleep. And no, I'm not just saying that because I love a good nap. Getting enough sleep is absolutely crucial for our mental and emotional well-being, and it plays a huge role in managing overthinking. When we're sleep deprived, our brains simply don't function at their best. We're more irritable, more emotional, and yes, you guessed it, more prone to overthinking. So if you're serious about getting a handle on your overthinking, prioritizing sleep is non-negotiable. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. Start by establishing a relaxing bedtime routine. Maybe it's taking a warm bath, reading a book, or listening to calming music. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet, and try to avoid screen time for at least an hour before bed. We've talked about journaling, which is a fantastic way to process your thoughts individually, but sometimes we need to take it a step further and talk things out with someone we trust. Bottling up our thoughts and emotions can create a breeding ground for overthinking, so finding a safe and supportive space to share what's going on in our minds can be incredibly therapeutic. Talking to a trusted friend or family member can provide a sense of relief, knowing that we're not alone in our struggles. And if you're struggling with persistent overthinking that's impacting your daily life, don't hesitate to reach out to a mental health professional. Therapists are trained to help us understand and manage our thoughts and emotions in healthy ways. Let's be honest, sometimes we set ourselves up for overthinking by setting unrealistic goals. We aim for perfection, we try to do it all, and then we end up feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and defeated. So instead of setting ourselves up for failure, let's shift our focus to setting realistic and achievable goals. Break down larger tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Celebrate your progress along the way, and remember that it's okay to ask for help when you need it. When we set realistic goals, we're not only more likely to achieve them, but we also reduce the pressure and stress that can fuel overthinking. It's about finding a sense of balance and accomplishment without pushing ourselves to the brink of burnout. Here's a truth bomb for you. Life is uncertain. We can plan and prepare all we want, but ultimately, we can't control everything. And you know what? That's okay. In fact, embracing uncertainty can be incredibly liberating. When we try to control every aspect of our lives, we set ourselves up for disappointment and anxiety. So how do we embrace uncertainty? It starts with shifting our perspective. Instead of viewing uncertainty as something to fear, let's try to see it as an opportunity for adventure, for learning, and for personal evolution. And finally, let's talk about the importance of self-compassion. When it comes to overthinking, we can be our own harshest critics. We beat ourselves up for past mistakes, we judge our thoughts and feelings, and we struggle to forgive ourselves for not being perfect. But here's the thing. We all make mistakes. We all have moments of self-doubt, and that's okay. Instead of berating ourselves for overthinking, let's try to approach ourselves with kindness, understanding, and compassion. Imagine talking to a friend who's struggling with overthinking. Would you judge them, criticize them, and tell them to just snap out of it? Or would you offer them support, empathy, and encouragement? We deserve that same level of kindness and understanding from ourselves. So there you have it. Those are my top tips for stopping overthinking and reclaiming your peace of mind. Remember, it's about practicing mindfulness, getting active, setting boundaries with worry time, journaling, establishing a routine, prioritizing sleep, talking it out, setting realistic goals, embracing uncertainty, and most importantly, being kind to yourself. I know it's a lot to take in, and it takes time and practice to implement these strategies. Start with 1 or 2 that resonate with you and gradually incorporate others as you feel ready. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Share your experiences, your struggles, and your victories in the comments below. Let's support each other on this path to a calmer, more peaceful mind.